Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Let us fight to free the world.
So it was E3 the other day. The big sort of rivalry between Xbox One and PS4 really took off, and me and Tom have got a few words to say about it, so we'll get on with it, because we could say quite a lot about this. So what's your first thoughts, Tom?
PS4 all the way for this one, I think. I think they've definitely won me over.
You were actually quite angry, weren't you, about the whole thing?
Microsoft are just... I don't know what they've done. Like, I don't think any of them have actually been to business school. They should make it easier for the customer to use their product rather than restrict them.
Yeah, it seems like you said they've built it just to benefit themselves and not the actual customers, and not even thought about that. Maybe they just assume people will just buy the Xbox because it's an Xbox.
Yeah, it's just like they're going on the fact that it's an Xbox and people will buy it. But it's just, why would they restrict gamers into doing certain things that they know gamers do?
I was a bit sceptical after the big Xbox One launch. They didn't really say much about the games and stuff like that. I mean, at the end of the day, you do buy a console based on the games and based on what your friends are playing. But it looks like it's going to be pretty good games for both sides anyway. So it is closer than it looks. But Microsoft have sort of dropped a bollock a little bit there.
Yeah, I likened it earlier to the Phantom Menace of games consoles.
That's
as in
that sounds like that. Speaking of Star Wars, you have your own sci-fi blog. Let's just plug that for a second.
Oh yeah, let's plug that, because I never asked you to. But yeah, no, I do have a sci-fi blog. It's called Tom's Sci-Fi Blog. So
I'll put a link in the description. So back to this. I did a podcast the other day, and the summary of it was basically PS4 is cheaper, allows you to play pre-owned games, doesn't require you to be online all the time, and doesn't require paid subscription to watch things like Netflix and Love Film. Whereas the Xbox One is more money, won't let you use pre-owned games, and restricts you from doing this, restricts you from doing that. So it's just really bad marketing, isn't it?
I think the fact that you have to be online all the time with the Xbox sort of limits the amount of customers they can get. It's hard to think today without the internet in their homes, but it's just like, what if like there is the person that doesn't have the internet in their homes? They've just lost the customer there.
And I know it's all about the cloud, and the cloud's very central to it. And they said the PS4 is more powerful, but apparently the cloud may allow greater expansion on games because it uses the cloud so effectively. But you should still be able to play offline for more than 24 hours. If the idea is the Xbox is the set-top box in your room that does everything. But what happens if you move to a new house and you've got no internet for a few weeks, and the thing you rely on to do everything can suddenly do absolutely shite all?
They obviously haven't catered to the customers. It's more about them making money from people. You've got to pay for the Xbox to start with, then you've got to pay for the subscription, which allows you to do everything on the Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, a few PlayStation users aren't happy about the fact that to play online you have to pay for PlayStation Plus. But I'm an Xbox user and a PlayStation user, and paying that £40 a year as opposed to not paying for PlayStation online, you get so much better quality service from Xbox. So I'm prepared to pay for PlayStation online as long as it's good.
I did enjoy Xbox Live on the 360. Like I know you had to pay for it every year, but it was worth it. Like, you got loads of different things from it and stuff like that. And because I've got the PS3 as well, and the PS3's free service online is awful. There's nothing really on it aside
even
from
the paid one. The paid one isn't as good as Xbox Live either.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to pay for it as long as it is finally catching up with Xbox Live, because they've really been behind with that.
It's really annoying to see that Xbox doing what they can to make as much money from the customer as possible at the loss of respect for the customer. Really, it's really annoying.
Yeah, it's almost like an EA console. Well, actually, they have just done a big partnership with EA Sports. Coincidental?
Oh, yeah, probably, yeah.
With the Xbox and the PS3, the big difference between those two was the marketing, and that's what made the Xbox sell better. this time the marketing's gone the other way, and PS4 have got it right, and Xbox.
Yeah.
I mean, they've really got to do some sort of counter-attack now if they want to somehow survive and try and bring this back into their favour a little bit.
What's really pushing in the Xbox for me at the moment is purely the franchise games
Oh, yeah, definitely.
being made on, like Halo, Gears. And to be honest, I think that's all I really am bothered about getting an Xbox One for. And to be honest, the new Halo trailer doesn't make it look that great.
Well, it's just, I mean, what can you really show us with the cinematic trailer? It's got, oh look, we can make some really good 3D rendering images.
Like, obviously they haven't got any gameplay so far.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it's possibly one of the most stupid trailers I've ever seen. It's like,
You were saying that the fact he's wearing a robe is just for the purpose of you not knowing who he is for the entirety of the trailer.
It's not practical for him to wear a robe. Like, it's just making him look mysterious. And they could have done that by maybe him putting his armour on or something like that, and then you didn't know it was him until he put the helmet on or something like that.
I saw a lot of games that interested me, things like Dead Rising 3, Mirror's Edge 2, Dark Souls 2, Battlefield 4, loads of games really took my interest, and we've got a lot of things to look forward to. But I mean, like I said, there's a few franchises that can sell Xbox for you, but as an overall console, it seems like at the moment the PS4 is more catered to gamers.
Well, look, I'm looking forward to Elder Scrolls Online, how good that's going to be, because I thought that was only going to be on PC.
We can talk about all like the marketing and the fact that they're trying to rob us and all that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, you do buy a console based on what your friends are playing and based on what games you want to play. So, I mean, my final verdict is, at the moment, just looking at the games, just the games themselves and not any of the other aspects, I can't choose between them, and I probably will end up buying myself both. But I can see me probably getting the PS4 first because it is cheaper. It's more gamer friendly, and there's not really that many franchises that steal Xbox for me. What about you?
I think PS4 definitely, because I don't have any money, and by then I reckon I'll be able to afford it, or for Christmas or something, and it's not too bad for now. But
I mean, to be honest, I can't even see myself rushing out for it this year. I mean, I think my 360 is going to be alright for a while because like PlayStation showed us The Last of Us and a few other games, and Dark Souls 2 is going to be this gen. So it's not going to be that long. It's not going to be like that quick before you actually need one. It'd be a year or two before you actually need a new console.
Like the franchise games that, like, there's nothing from Gears yet. That's just done an Xbox 360 release.
Yeah, that's that's one of the big ones that will make me want an Xbox One. I mean, like I said, there's still lots left to be seen. I mean, this is uploaded on the weekend, but we recorded this the day after the first press conference, so a lot of stuff will have happened between now and then. There's still a lot that remains to be seen, but what's your final thoughts, Tom?
PS4 definite, really, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely looking stronger. My final thoughts are probably the PS4 is looking stronger, but I will end up with both, and I'll have a PC on top of that as well, so I'll be well kitted out. So that's our verdict. We want to hear what you guys think as well, but in the meantime, you guys take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Oh, you sounded gay again.
No, I just said bye. Like,
okay.
bye. Okay. Okay.